welcome to the pregame Kyle Phelps show. Kyle Phelps, of course, head football coach of Lyon College, who brings a 4-6 record into their final game of the season on the road, taking on Texas College, Tyler, Texas. You've been to Tyler, Texas a few times, Coach.
Yeah, we have. This is our second time down here playing, and then we've recruited down in this area before and stuff. So
you're familiar with the area.
We're definitely familiar.
Well, as far as other sports goes, on the Lyon College campus, we're talking about men's wrestling. They'll be in St. Louis, I guess at Maryville University. And then, of course, our football game is part of this Saturday activity. And the men's basketball game, Becknell Gymnasium, where they took on College of the Ozarks. We'll have a score for you on that just a little bit later. Then coming up on November the 16th, which is a Thursday, it'll be the toy toss for which everyone enjoys. They bring a furry toy, and as the men game gets started, and I guess the first whistle, here comes the toys onto the court, and kids have a fun time cleaning them up, and they go to a good cause over at the hospital. And it's just another thing that Lyon College does. It makes you feel good.
Yeah, it's one that I think those go to the Angel Tree that United Way does, and that's a good cause and a good thing that I know our staff helps with, trying to distribute those toys in December for underprivileged or families that have been on hard times. And it's always, sometimes the families bring the kids with them whenever you hand them to them, and they're very excited. And it's always great to see that. And it's just one more thing that our college and our athletic programs can do in this community to help. And it's definitely a nice thing to do.
And the women, of course, will play before the men at about 5:30, and then the men's game starts around 7 o'clock. And we're kicking it off here at a little bit different time than we usually play, Coach. We've been getting in those 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock games and now, but this is a nooner, as they say.
Yeah, it's the earliest kick we've played this year, and actually in my tenure here, and it's one that they set the game time and we just show up and play. But so it'll be a little bit different as far as the wake up and everything like that for our guys, but I think we'll be okay.
Well, Coach, you're on the verge of setting another historic record for Lyon College, and I'm sure you'll the guys will know that before they hit the field, but this could be your 5th win of the year, and that's the most to date since Lyon College has restarted the football program.
Yeah, it's one that even last week we eclipsed last year's record, which was 3 wins, and to have an opportunity to get to 5 wins this week will be something that our seniors could hang their hat on, and like we've talked about from the get-go, it's a building process, and to get 3 wins last year and then to get to 5 this year will be great. Obviously, our goal was to have a winning season, and we're just going to come up a little bit short of that if we are able to come away with a win. But it's one that is still a good year. It's a positive year, and a lot of steps and strides have been made in our program this year.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. Anybody that's seen a Lyon College football game this year is going to say, wow, the college has made great strides. And it a lot has to do with our coaching staff. The head coach, Coach Kyle Phelps, and his staff have done just a magnificent job. We'll be back and talk more Lyon College football right after this. We're back 2-2. Back to the Kyle Phelps pregame show. It is Lyon College football on the road. Tyler, Texas. That's where we are as we take on Texas College in a conference game. Before we do that, though, we want to remind you that a former great at Lyon College, at the time the name was Arkansas College, he was head men's basketball coach in some of the glory years, and a player as well. A player that always made all conference and is one of the best pure shooters that you'll ever see hit the court at Lyon College, Levon Robertson. He passed away on Friday, November 3rd, and they'll have a visitation for him where he lived in Florence, Alabama. That'll be on this Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. at Pleasant Hill United Methodist Church in Florence, and his memorial service follows at about 2 o'clock after that. Then they'll go to his hometown of Rector, Arkansas, for the second visitation, which will be held on November 12th, which is Sunday following. It'll be from 1 o'clock until 2, and then they'll have his memorial service immediately following that. Coach Robertson, I was told, had gone down in the last few days of his life, that he had Alzheimer's, and we certainly wish the best for the family, and remembering Lyon Robertson as one of the all-time great athletes to grace the court at Lyon College. Well, Coach, Texas College has got some athletes, and they've got more quarterbacks than you shake a stick at.
Yeah, they're a very athletic team, and that's typical of what we've seen from them in previous years. And they do play 3 different quarterbacks over the course of the film that we've seen, and they all have a different skill set, and it's one that as a defense that makes it a little harder to prepare.
Right.
But I think that we got a good game plan together for each and every one of them. But it's all about, like I say every day, it's about our players making plays, and hopefully we'll put them in the right spots to make those plays, and then offensively, other than that, they do a lot of, with certain quarterbacks, they do a lot of read options and all that stuff. And then, other quarterbacks come in and they throw the ball quite a bit. So, and they got some good athletes out at wide receiver that can really run. So, on defense, we're going to have to be prepared on both sides of it. And it's one that I think you cut the head off their run game, and we'll have a good chance. And we've done a pretty good job of that this year.
There's an old judge, Norman Harkey, in circuit court here in this area, and that's what he used to always say: "You just cut the head off of this snake, see what happens." Well, they got one, number 11, Snell. He comes in, probably he's going to throw the ball, and then probably number 2 is their best all-around football player. But we'll see how it all shakes out. When we get back with Coach, we'll get into some keys to the game and maybe any comments he may have on this season. All of this season, when we started with Missouri Baptist University right on through Texas College. We'll do all of that, 2 and 2. College football as Lyon College takes on Texas College, a conference opponent, 12 o'clock, high noon. That's when we'll kick it off from Tyler, Texas. And this is the Kyle Phelps pregame show. Kyle Phelps, head football coach of Lyon College, as he's led them already to 4 wins this season, which is history-making in the program to begin with. Up from 3 wins last year, and an opportunity, Coach, to get that big number 5, but there are keys to this game in order for the Scots to accomplish that.
Yeah, I think the biggest key for me is to start fast. I think last week against Bacone, that was what I was hoping would happen, and we did it. And that's kind of been our Achilles heel a little bit on the road, is just we haven't started off that fast. We kind of slowly got into the game, and as the game gets going, we've done well as far as preparing and kind of getting going. But need to start fast, and then offensively, I think we got to run the football. I think that's something that we've done well with this year, and got to continue to do well. And then defensively, it's controlling their athletes, and I think we've got to contain the running quarterbacks that they bring in, and then also be aware in the pass game that they got guys that can run by us a little bit, and we got to be able to control that and control their running attack. And I think if we control their running attack, we make them a little bit one-dimensional. I think we got a really good chance to win.
Defensively, what do they pose for your offense?
They play a 3-3-5 stack type of defense. So but I think for the way we run the ball and the way the formations we get into, I feel like they're going to put a 4th man down, whether that be a linebacker rolling down or whoever it be. But I'm thinking that that's what they're going to do. And they're big up front, so we've got to get some movement out of our offensive line. But in defense, they're going to put athletes on the field too. That's why they play 5 DBs, is they've got an opportunity to run around and make some plays. So, but I think that if our offense continues to do the things that we saw them do last week as far as running that football, I think that we're going to be just fine.
Coach, I got to ask you, because I got surprised last week. Quarterback that started was the one I wasn't expecting, but boy, he did a good job. He
did. Unfortunately, he went out with a lower body injury and won't be back this week. But it's one that I think he did a lot of good things last week, and looking towards the future, it looks bright for him and for us, and hopefully he'll heal up and get healthy.
I saw him hopping off the field, and he was on crutches, and I said, doggone, he was doing such a good job. But of course, here comes another quarterback who does a great job too.
Mm-hmm.
And the final score was 34-14 over Bacone. And now Texas College is next in line. Coach, let's go get number 5 and have a good time after the ball game.
That'll be good, and I just want to thank everybody for all the support this year. It's been a great year.
It really has. You started with Missouri Baptist University Pioneer Stadium, and through all of those games, you always have your ups and downs in college football, it seems like, no matter what team it is. But this has been a good group to work with, Coach.
It has. It's been a fun group, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
And we want to thank all of our sponsors and all of those that have supported Lyon College football, because I got to tell you something, it's here to stay. Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.